We live in a curious world where Mother Nature coexists with the modern world. From parks in big cities to the sea lanes of the world, civilization has evolved over thousands of years. Where once there was just man and muscle, now there are computer chips, cars and consumerism. Hi, my name is Guy. I'm a former Royal Navy photographer, and I have always had a real keen interest in history of all ages. I'm going to talk about the legacy of ancient sacred sites and to try and learn something from the people that created them. I'm fascinated by how ancient man created magnificent structures with none of the conveniences of the modern world. Should they really be considered a primitive and unsophisticated people? Our lives today really are the antithesis of ancient man. I've lived in Dorset on the south coast of England for more than 45 years. I've cycled the lanes all over the county, but never really stopped to look and marvel at all the history around us. I have just taken it all for granted. Looking at a map or researching online just shows how much you can see so close to home. And so the modern world can coexist with the ancient one, and often side by side. Burial mounds, sometimes called tumuli, are mounds of earth and stone that appeared during the prehistoric periods from around 5,800 to 3,400 years ago, but less commonly until about 1,200 years ago. Originally built with combinations of timber, turf and rubble, along with deposits such as pottery, human and animal bone in the enclosures and ditch structures, construction depended on available materials. What we see today of these magnificent structures are just shadows of what they once were. Some have even been completely levelled, and the only way to see them is in the form of crop markings from the air. Long barrows can be up to 50 metres or 165 feet in length and 25 metres or 82 feet in width. Usually they are surrounded by ditches from where building material was derived. Round barrows come from a similar time period and range in size from around 5 metres or 15 feet to 50 metres or 165 feet in diameter. They can be dome-shaped or just with a relatively small bell in the middle, plus other less common forms. In fact, over time it's been shown that these magnificent structures have evolved by adding or taking away elements. In places there have been deposits of either cremated or buried remains, along with grave goods such as stone, bone, pottery and even metal. For these incredible structures to have survived for so long is nothing short of remarkable, but some are reduced to just the stone cairns of the original interiors. In fact, the structures could have been covered in coloured stones or even caps of gleaming chalk. Due to the very nature of their life, ancient peoples were much closer and much more sensitive to the natural world because their lives depended on it. It's said that these sacred sites were not just randomly placed anywhere. They have been shown to have astronomical alignments, such as the summer or winter solstice, or associated with ley lines, lines of supernatural energy. Where these lines cross, the site can be said to be spiritually significant. And here in Dorset, many ancient sites are positioned near to the South Dorset Ridgeway. Crossing a spectacular landscape, this is an ancient trackway with its roots in Neolithic times. Along the ridgeway is a source of flint for tools, freshwater springs, fertile soil for crops and well-drained ground. I feel very lucky to live so close to all these amazing monuments. Away from the ridgeway, towards the northeast of Dorset, lies the site of the Dorset Cursus. Cursuses are Neolithic structures up to 10 miles in length, made up of parallel earthworks up to 100 yards or 91 metres apart. A number of long barrows and tumuli are positioned closely to this ancient marvel. As well as the South Dorset Ridgeway and the Dorset Cursus, there are numerous other sites scattered around the county, some of which I have not mentioned, possibly associated with other features or monuments now long forgotten. And these sites can be just a few feet across to giant structures such as Maiden Castle or Badbury Rings. What I hope to have shown here is that ancient people were much more sophisticated and knowledgeable than we possibly give them credit for, especially in the natural world. Living close to nature was essential to their survival, and what remains of their existence shows this. The ability to construct such incredible structures with primitive but effective tools cannot be underestimated, and I am always in wonder of this. Of course, today we can also build magnificent structures with consummate ease. But when I walk along roads with verges strewn with rubbish, or watch people glued, heads bowed down to their phones with headphones in their ears, I feel a sense of bewilderment that these people have lost the respect for the natural world. They should look up and soak in the marvels of birdsong, fresh air, and all the incredible ancient sacred sites scattered across the countryside.